Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Daily Magic. My name is SlytherinKnight, and I'm so happy you could join me. So today's daily is to cast 30 white or blue spells. We're just going to be focusing on the white aspect of that. Mainly because, when I was doing my daily search for new deck ideas, I came across a variation of Orzhov LifeGain. Now this deck is not a new idea. It's been around since Bloomburrow, when Zoraline was first released. That was a more bat-heavy deck, and this is kind of the upgraded version of it, is the way I see it. Now, I will say that the base of this deck comes from Power Dragon. That's where I first saw it. His set does have an additional copy of Aerith and one less copy of Minwu, but I only have 2 copies of Aerith, and I had 2 copies of Minwu, so I just, didn't really want to use a wild card when we're this close to rotation and a new set release. But anyway, let's go through it real quick. As you can guess, life gain means we have a lot of ways of gaining life, or a lot of things that benefit from life gain. Case of the Uneaten Feast and Hinterland Sanctifier both do pretty much the same thing. Whenever a creature enters, you gain 1 life. Ruin-Lurker Bat is another good 1-drop flying lifelink. Can be difficult to block, so very nice. Ajani's Pridemate, Ajani's Pridemate and Essence Channeler, both of these gain +1/+1 counters whenever you gain life. Shelter by Ghost for a bit of removal, and giving something that doesn't have life gain. Deep-Cavern Bat for a bit of card hand removal, and again, another bat that flies and has lifelink. Strategic Betrayal, again, a very good card at the moment. Especially if you're dealing with people that have some form of graveyard manipulation, so very nice. Sadistic Pilgrim is the only card in this deck, to my knowledge, that will be leaving with rotation. So this is the only card that you'd have to find something else to replace it with. Other than that, the deck's rotation ready. But again, can't really go wrong with it. Aerith. We all know what Aerith does at this point, right? Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith. When Aerith dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters. The number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith. Now, for legendaries, we have Zoraline, we have Sadistic Pilgrim, we have Minwu, and I believe that's it. Counting Aerith as well, but it doesn't, she wouldn't give counters to herself. Anyway, Zoraline, we have 4 bats to trigger Zoraline's ability, and occasionally we might pull something back. Maybe we pull back an Aerith, from the grave with Zoraline's ability. You never know. Exemplar of Light gets stronger whenever you gain life, and you also get to draw a card the first time you put a counter, so nice. And then Minwu, whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on each cleric you control. That includes Minwu, Aerith, Zoraline, Essence Channeler, Sadistic Pilgrim, and Hinterland Sanctifier. So you get the idea. Soldier. Okay. So you get the idea. Pretty simple, all things considered. Probably one of my more favorite styles of play, because it has a fair bit of sustainability to it. You can keep yourself alive with all the life gain that you have. So should be fun. Let's see how some matches go. We've had some pretty bad luck these last handful of episodes, so maybe today's the day we turn that around. I did that a little quickly. This isn't the best hand we could have started with. Yeah, definitely not the best hand we could have started with, but we'll try to make it work. Really could use some more creatures, though. We'll take that. Hey, if that's what you're going to counter, I'm fine with that. Well, that was rude. I'm hurt. Genuinely. I should have just played Zoraline there. Huh. Well, I guess LifeGain's really not going to help us against this deck since they are a poison counter. Yeah, they're a poison deck. That's fun. Ajani. Well, let's see what we can do first. Do you have a counter? Please don't. Thank you. Either way, I get to see what's in your hand. So. Okay, bring the ending. Ah, they're going to drown an il-Kor next turn is what they're going to do. That's unfortunate. That puts me to 3, which means that... Okay. Another land? Darn. Because they'll probably just do this. It just counters it because we have 3 poison counters now. So... try to bait it out. I mean, I know... the problem is, like, I know they have it. So, I'm still gonna do this. Here comes the... more so to get rid of that card. Don't need that. And yeah, that allowed me to scry, which is kind of nice. Jeez. Yes, that takes me to 8, which is very unfortunate. Oh, what do I have? We can do another Ajani. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness we got so lucky there. Alright. Journey to Nowhere. We got an achievement for, I believe that's exiling creatures. Very nice. Very nice. We'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, they didn't get us anywhere. Just to 7, we need 3 more achievements to get the Ajani Foundations avatar, which there's a few things. Attack with 15 or more creatures in a single combat step. That just takes luck. Control 12 or more artifacts. Again, you could do an artifact deck, but again, that takes luck. You can probably get both of these at the same time relatively easily. And then have a legendary deck. That might come into play sometime eventually. I just haven't made a legendary deck. But anyway, a little bit of a tangent there. Let's do another. I mean, that last match was a good match. It's been a while since I've seen a Dimir Poison deck, or a Dimir Toxic, whatever you want to call it. And I don't miss them. I really don't miss seeing them. Though I do think they're going to start losing a bit of relevance once, we don't have any creatures with this, but I will work with it. Oh yeah, Aerith is the only thing to get rid of there, unfortunately. What do you need? You need 4. Okay. I don't have any demolition field. So... okay. Interesting choice. Sadly, they can just kill. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what else was going to happen there? And this is why we use, creature lands, because they come in handy. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a little unfortunate. And here goes my Restless Fortress, I'm guessing. Yep. Yeah, this is an aura, it's not an instant, unfortunately. So I can't just play that to give it a ward. That would be awesome if you could do that, but nope. You're telling me you don't have an answer to that? That's kind of surprising. They have to now, right? Yeah, they're at... yeah. Let me guess. Jeez. A little ridiculous at the moment, but... Ruin-Lurker Bat. Joy. There's no point in playing the Shelter by Ghost, because he'll just have a way of getting rid of Ruin-Lurker Bat. Besides, I'm relatively confident with my life total, for the most part. Yeah, here comes the Yep. At this point, I'm just playing cards. There's almost no reason. Alright, we're done here. Just because, I mean, we're top decking nothing. I don't have a good way of dealing with their creature. They have card advantage. There's just not much I can do. Annoying. Very annoying. That would have been nice if they hadn't have gotten rid of all of my strategic betrayals. That would have been a lot easier, because they would have lost every card in their graveyard, making that creature not being able to do anything. But I guess that was the point. Ultimately, I like the deck, though. We had a good first match against a deck that can be pretty difficult to beat, and then whatever that was, I've seen that card played before and stuff like that, but I don't see it very often. But ultimately, not too upset. We definitely just had some really bad luck this week with wins and losses and whatnot, but sometimes that happens. Anyway, we're going to wrap things up here. If you enjoyed this episode, which I do sincerely hope you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button down below. And if you do happen to be new to the channel, hello, welcome, and please do consider subscribing. And to stay up to date for whenever new content is released, don't forget to hit that bell icon after you subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.